What's going on, guys? ANS Quick Keys here. We got called out for a 2015 Toyota Camry, all keys lost. I actually already programmed the key. I ran into an issue and I wish I could have recorded it, but pretty much on these you need to reset the immobilizer in order to program a new key. I was able to reset it. Everything was successful. I did it with the Auto Pro Pad. On these you cannot use Autel. It has to be Auto Pro Pad or a different programmer. But I reset the immobilizer, everything went through, but when I went to go program the key, it just said failed, and then after that it just said failed to communicate. The issue was I was using the wrong chip. I guess it was labeled incorrectly. It's supposed to be an H chip, and the key I was trying to program was a G chip. So I was getting that unable to communicate or failed to communicate message. Finally, once I put the correct chip, the light went solid. Once the light goes solid, that means the key's in program mode. And then what you do is turn the ignition on, turn it off, and then cycle the ignition 10 times, and I'll let the immobilizer light to go off. So as you can see, no immobilizer light. But what you would do is you would go to Toyota, and then you go to key by vehicle. This was a Camry. This is a non-prox 2015, like I said. And then you would go to reset immobilizer. It would say turn ignition on, and then it would just say reset complete, and then it'll give you prompts like turn the ignition on, and then cycle it off, and then cycle ignition 10 times, and your immobilizer light will go off, which it has. Like I said, I already did it on this vehicle, but the issue I was having, I was using the wrong chip. So since I was using the wrong chip, it just kept saying failed to communicate after that. Once I read the key to confirm that it was the correct chip and saw that it wasn't, I went ahead and switched the chip out to an H chip, and now we got our key program. Vehicle starts, but I still need to program the remote, so we'll go ahead and do that. And we'll go to remote. This is a type 2, or you can just go to auto identify, program remote, switch ignition on, which it is, driver door is open. And then it says press lock and unlock for 1 second together, and then let's do it. Press lock, unlock, and then lock once. Then we hit OK, and it says program success. Let's see if it works. And it does. Perfect. Usually it says you'll hear a beep when you hold it, but on this one it just said hold lock and unlock, let go, press lock, and then hit OK on the programmer. And as you can see, program success. So the remote is programmed. On these, it was an all keys lost situation, and the car was locked. We went ahead and used the lease sheet. I really don't like using the airbag tool because I don't like bowing out the people's door frames. Once we got the door open, we popped the lock out. It's a T30 corkscrew here. You just pop that cover off. Screws right there. This comes out, and then your key code's on here right there. It's the top number, not this Y4 number. It's the one right here on top. And then whenever you do an all keys lost situation, you just got to be real careful, because you got to understand this is somebody else's property. This door was actually already painted, and as you can see with the paint inside, they obviously didn't remove this, so I was very careful to get it off, not to scratch it or anything. Careful not to scratch any of the paint on the outside. We use the non-marking plastic tool to remove it. And then once we cut the key, always confirm with the customer if the key was the same for the door and the ignition. Obviously, if the key was different, then it would be a different story on how we would go about this. But in our case, everything was the same. And like I said, keys programmed, remotes programmed. And yep, this customer is good to go. If you have any questions, just send me a message. And yeah, on to the next vehicle.